did it, Emma.
No.
They did. I saw him.
No.
I saw Boyd on Victoria's staircase.
No, you couldn't have done it. No. There wasn't time. Come on. Come inside. Come on.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So Hilary Dobson claims the Reverend Geoffrey Boyd ransacked the dead girl's room.
She was a bit hysterical at the time, man.
She wouldn't thank you for the hysterical tag, Lewis, if she's as committed to the cause as she claims.
What's the matter with hysterical?
It's what men say about women.
Well, I say it about the desk sergeant when he's on the rampage.
Yes, well...
And the porter says there was a scout sent over from Beaufort College with a suitcase to deliver. Didn't see him leave, but Beaufort say they know nothing about a scout or a suitcase.
He's got to be our man, hasn't he? But why? What was in that room that anyone would want to steal, let alone kill for?
If it was a killing.
Yes.
She must have been a lovely girl, that Victoria Hazlitt.
For some, we loved the loveliest and the best. I want Boyd.
There's a call out here.
And I want a sensible report from the path lab.
I couldn't take her seriously somehow. I mean, what is it, a cassock and a cigar? Even before she started roaring, she was a bit intense. A bit holier than thou.
She is holier than thou, Lewis. Say that again, will you? The chemical reaction produced by pain-killing tablets, communion wine, and one other substance. Well, what is it? What do you mean you don't know? Well, yes, of course. If you need to, take expert advice.
Troubles it?
What's the pathology budget, Lewis?
Dunno. Big.
Not big enough, apparently. Victoria Hazlitt's stomach contents have defeated the resources. They've been handed over to a specialist, an endocrinologist.
It happens, sir. Expert witness.
Yes, it happens. Delays happen.
Could be poisoning then, eh?
Could be. Let's assume it is for the moment. Not very prepossessing, is it?
They're supposed to do a good job, though. Our lot send them cases sometimes. What do you reckon to all this about women going into the church, sir? It's no big deal. The Methodists have had them for years.
I reckon we're seeing a particularly Oxford view of things, Lewis. Extreme images. God as a prissy old don nitpicking his way through the liturgy versus God as a muscular girl guide. Please, Chief Inspector Morse, Detective Sergeant Lewis.
I'm Emma Pickford. Please, come in.
Dib, sir.
Geoffrey! Geoffrey!
Can I start by taking a list of all your names?
There are 12 residents and 5 members of staff.
Irene Johnston, Louise Elman.
We combine our duties here with church work, and in some cases with other jobs. And we each act as counsellor to particular residents. Victoria was responsible for Irene Saunders and Dinah Newbury. I think you should see Dinah first.
come in? I'm sorry about this, Miss Newbury. I won't keep you long. My name is Morse. Just tell me, why weren't you at the service with the other residents this morning?
Slept in, didn't I? You know, I don't go to that kind of place.
What kind of place? Church?
Places full of people looking. I didn't want to let her down.
Victoria?
People look at me and nudge each other. They distract attention. She didn't need me on her side.
She seems to have been on your side.
She didn't suffer, did she?
No, we don't think so. Lovely music.
Not much to report, sir.
Yes. I think I'll save you another encounter with the cigar and the cassock, Lewis. Get back to the college. Forensics should be just about finished. See what they've turned up and check that a sample of that communion wine's been sent for analysis.
There's some tea out there, sir.
Yes? Sorry, Lewis.
I'll be through with the hot water. I'm Irene, by the way.
Let's start with the examination procedure. A candidate who sits a paper late must on no account get to see the paper beforehand. How is this achieved?
There's a system of chaperones. The candidate is under supervision day and night until the paper's been completed.
It was a formality in Victoria's case.
So she was never alone from the time of her accident until her death. Who were the chaperones? Is there a list?
I expect so. They were all members of the university staff. Hilary and I both did shifts.
You were trusted, even though you were friends of hers?
We were on oath. I said it was a formality.
Who took the final shift as chaperone?
I did. I slept in her room on a camp bed last night.
And there was nothing unusual, no disturbance in the night?
Nothing. We said prayers at 10:30 and put out the light. I slept like a log.
Oh, for God's sake, we all know who's behind this.
We know nothing of the sort.
That's it, Sergeant. Just off.
Did you get anything?
Not much. Only this, really.
What is it?
Exam paper. The post-exilic era. It was under the mattress on the bed. We'll do it for prints, but I'm not hopeful, though. I'll let you know.
OK, quick as you like.
All right.
Oh, Roland, what about the communion wine?
Nothing doing.
How do you mean?
They knocked a whole bottle off. Apparently the clergy have to finish any wine that's been consecrated. I never knew that, did you? Swigged it down, cleaned out the chalice, and put the bottle with the other empties.
Bit sharpish, weren't they?
Chaplain says it's normal procedure. Empties returned on Monday, just like the rest of us.
Chief will want to know why you didn't follow that up.
We tried, Sergeant, but the whole consignment had gone through the washer by then. Cheers.
Look, tell him. Tell him what's been going on around here.
Well, someone should tell me.
Jane?
There was an attempt to get the lease on this place wound up. We traced it to a consortium of Geoffrey Boyd's parishioners.
We were refused representation on an ecumenical committee. For no good reason.
There's more. Lots more. We started keeping a record.
Is this true?
Yes. We were going to submit it to the bishop.
It's missing?
Naturally.
Why now? Why this morning?
Time's running out. Haven't you heard? I'm up for Mandeville's job when he goes. I'm on the shortlist for the chaplaincy of St. Saviour's. But then so is their candidate, Desmond Kelly. The interview's on Thursday. Now tell him about the bike and the accident. It was my bike, Morse. Victoria was riding my bike that day. Her own was off the road, so I lent her mine. She was going from the college to the examination school on the high. She hit the cobbles outside the gate and came off. It looked as if...
As if?
It looked as if it was the brakes.
We don't know for certain.
One of the students wheeled the bike away while we looked after her. He swore that the cables had been severed and that one of them had snapped when she tried to pull up.
Surely you checked.
I would have done. Only the bike disappeared.
That's perfectly true. We all searched afterwards, but there was confusion. The ambulance arriving, people crowding round.
Your bike. Are you saying...
Someone meant me to have an accident, yes, Morse. If they'll do that, they'll do anything. Even murder.
You don't understand. Victoria would not cheat.
Well, what was she doing with a copy of the exam paper?
She wasn't doing anything. I helped her make her bed in the morning.
Don't the college servants usually do that?
Not for Victoria. In the PAX group, we have rather strict rules about performing menial tasks for ourselves. There was nothing in her bed except her nightdress. Then we folded my bed away. Hilary brought us coffee.
The turnout at the chapel yesterday, to me now, it seems less like an act of affection, more like a gesture of defiance.
I know. I wasn't happy about that either. But we'd agreed to abide by the vote.
Yet you were helping to compile a record of the other party's dirty tricks. You must have had suspicions about Victoria's accident.
Since her death, I've let go of suspicions. I sincerely believe the truth will emerge eventually.
I hope I can live up to that belief. Is the application for St. Saviour's chaplaincy another gesture of defiance?
Not exactly. We tested the ground first. Realized we had more support than we thought. Then, when Hilary appeared on the shortlist, we knew. Will you excuse me, Chief Inspector?
Morse, just Morse.
Morse, I have a class in half an hour.
You teach too?
Part-time in the Italian department. A summer school for the next month. Lots of Venetian teenagers who can't wait to skyrocket to McDonald's.
Children?
2 boys. It only sounds like 50.
Is there a Mr. Pickford?
There was. He died 3 years ago.
I'm sorry. He'd have been proud of your achievements.
My achievements, for what they're worth, grew out of the pain of his death. What did I say about staying in bed until you're better? Pin him down, Marcus, will you? And quiet. If there's anything else, you let me know.
I will. Oh, Emma, I'm sorry. Don't know what I... Victoria's painkillers, did you see her take them on Sunday night?
Yes. Except in the morning, she said she'd woken with the pain about 3 and took 2 more.
Are you sure of that?
Certain. I'm sorry, I'd forgotten.
And the pills were there when you left for the chapel?
Yes, both bottles. I saw them. Look what I brought you, and you're running away from me.
It's me! I'm back! I know what you did and I'm coming to get you!
Cracked ribs, a broken wrist, damage to left knee and shin, concussion with bruising on the skull.
So, after a week, she'd still have been in considerable pain.
Yes, certainly. She was discharged with a supply of tablets.
How many?
50. She'd have come back for a second prescription. We don't give them out in large amounts.
A couple of bottles?
Oh, one bottle more likely. It depends on the pharmacist's stock at the time.
I'll talk to the pharmacist.
Very good.
Let's look at the time scale on this case. Suppose one of them, Geoffrey Boyd, say, went into Victoria's room after the service and planted the examination paper. Well, the room must have already been turned over. And does that mean he knew it would be, or was he too hell-bent on his own business to care?
Hell-bent about it, I reckon, on both sides.
Really, Lewis?
Well, the exam paper, the bike, the accident. Those women turning up at the chapel to put the evil eye on him.
Why hasn't Boyd been found?
His mates washing away the communion wine. There's a lot of hate in this one. I keep wondering where, Christian feeling comes in.
Yes, the wine. Boss. Who's speaking? I'd like to speak to the professor himself. Then get him to call me as soon as he's back, thank you. That was our expert witness, or rather his lab technician, his minion.
What about the tests?
Inconclusive so far. The extra substance looks like an amino acid that occurs naturally in the body. Victoria Hazlitt seemed to have more than her share. Oh, come on, Louis, let's do something.
Anything to report?
Irene had a prolonged bout of hysterics this morning. I felt like joining in. And Dinah's done a bunk again.
Dinah? When?
Sometime last night. No one thought to check her room.
You should have called me. I was supposed to see her this afternoon.
She'd raided the fridge again. Oh, come on. She's done it all before.
Not for weeks. Not since Victoria was dealing with her.
Where do you think she's gone?
I don't know.
And how would you, without the case notes, which they've stolen?
We don't know that, Hilary. So not now, please. Let's wait. At least until you've got your feet firmly under the high table.
Look, I'm sorry, but suddenly all that seems deeply unimportant.
Surely it's more important than ever.
Okay, I'm sorry.
have no choice.
Not happy about this, Lance.
Who said anything about happiness? I haven't been happy since I was an undergraduate, and even then, I suspect it was an illusion. Duty is what matters.
Duty is a rather movable feast, though, isn't it? I mean, it's a matter of interpretation.
Duty is fixed. Duty is to do with the greater good. And I thought we were resolved on the greater good in this situation.
Look, I want the chaplaincy.
On Thursday you may have it. You know, only a fool would knowingly allow an obstacle to remain in his path.